Good afternoon, ladies and gents. Thanks so much for joining me. My name's Dede. I am the tit smacker, the dick in a daft, the buck in a muck, the original Todge in a truck, and at the moment, the most hated person on the Professional HGV Drivers Forum UK on Facebook, where you can add me as a friend, Gareth Dede. And you can also follow me on Instagram if you want at Dede2012. How good's that? Anyway, this is a right off the cuff kind of video, this is, and if you're a snowflake, let's get the demonetization in straight away. And if you're a bit of a bitch, then just get off this video right now because you are definitely not wanted here. If you're a crybaby, if you're a bit feminine, just go away. Just do one because I'm up to my fucking tits with you lot. Oh, the HGV Drivers Forum on Facebook is so full of snowflakes, it's unbelievable. I described it the other day in a post as having Labour, Conservatives, Greenpeace, feminists, vegans, all under one roof, all trying to get along. Never going to happen. Never going to happen. So obviously, I've been banned already. I've had 3 strikes of 3 different drivers, male drivers, for bullying. Seriously, bullying. Online bullying. Oh my God. How can you bully a 30-year-old online? Anyway, incoming comments, ride rage. Oh, seriously. There's something that's this has just got to be disgusting, this. And yes, I am off my trolley a bit today. I'm on lack of sleep. I've just been to the gym and trained shoulders and absolutely destroyed myself. Gosh, ride rage. So anyway, there's quite a bit of reading in this, but I am going to get through it because, well, it's already pretty much gone viral. This damn thing. It's gone a bit. I don't know why, to be fair. I think with me being a YouTuber as well, I think I kind of draw attention. Plus, I speak my mind, and people don't like that in this day and age. Now, probably about 70% of people have kind of agreed with me and posted something similar to me. 30% have completely disagreed and said this guy's in the right. But for some reason, he's come straight after me. He's not responded to any other comments. He's just come to me and reported me for bullying. And I've got banned. Who knows, as I'm scrolling through the comments, I'm going to try my very best to put a screen recording on the screen so you can read along while I'm reading. Like I said, there is a bit of reading, quite a lot of reading in it. I want to read the lot so you guys can get the full context. And if you're a young HGV driver, this is kind of what you're going to deal with. Now, you can look at it 2 ways. I mean, I was going to get into this as we went through it, but you can look at it 2 ways. If you've grafted your tits off for half your life, if you've been in the army, if you've been if you've been in the army, you've grafted, aren't you, in the army, regardless. If you've been in the army, if you've been a scaffolder, if you've been a labourer, if you've been a brickie, if you've done any kind of graft in your life, or if you've done a quite important job for minimum wage, when you get into HGV driving, you're going to find the job a piece of piss. You're going to find it an absolute doddle. If it's the only thing you've done in your life and you've never grafted in your life, you've never had to lift a finger, you've been born with a silver spoon right up your ass, and you've been mollycoddled and slept in bed with your mum until you was 12-year-old, then doing a 15-hour day is going to feel like a bit of a slog, especially after you leave school and doing 6 hours, and then you go into doing a 15-hour day driving trucks. You're gonna find it a bit of a bitch. The thing is, you just don't know how easy you've got it. That's the be all and end all. You try carrying 8-foot tube, steel tube, up a 25-foot ladder and trying to get it through a 500 by 500 mil hatch while your boss stands there watching you, laughing at you. That's a graft. Doing that all day is a bitch, which is why I left. And now I'm a HGV driver. The easiest job I've ever had and the most amount of money that I have ever been paid in my pocket. It's a win-win for me. Anyway, right, so we'll get into this. I'm going to put a screen recording on now and I'm going to see if I can get it to work. Okay, so hopefully it'll be on the screen now, fingers crossed. I'm going to leave this lad's name on. Oh, Curtis, already. Curtis. I'm going to leave this lad's name on. Feel free to, do whatever the frig you want. I couldn't really give a shit, to be quite honest with you. And he said straight away, now, again, I'm interrupting myself here. If you watch my live streams, if you've heard about me complaining about young boys being very feminine and being brought up in a feminine world, being brought up to be very emotional, having no confidence, etc., etc., etc. If you've listened to all of that stuff that I've said in my past live streams, you'll know where I'm getting at. If you're new on this channel, then it'll probably just go straight over your head. But this is exactly what I'm getting at when I say that this generation of younger people that are being brought up by single mothers, I'm guessing it's a single mum. I can't see him being brought up with a masculine alpha father figure in his life when he's like this. To be quite honest with you, I might be wrong. I don't know. Not spoke to him. He got me banned, so I've not been able to even communicate with the guy. But there you go. Anyway, he said straight away, straight off the bat, I'm about to be crucified for this one. A genuine reason why there's a shortage of drivers. So already he's acknowledged the fact that whatever he's going to say is a load of bullshit. Because he's already said he's going to get crucified for it. So he knows he's chatting out his ass. He's given the story away in the very first, 5 or 6 words. Come on. Actually seeing a genuine post about the conditions for us all, or would you rather them keep posting about 15k a year, living the dream, easy work, and then lying about the job trying to draw people in? If you want change and improvements throughout the sector, consider what crap you're coming out with. You'll consider this post an actual step in the right direction, as I'm showing what's wrong and the realistic conditions we have to deal with. Yeah, it's all doom and gloom. I was obviously not going to point out all the good aspects. I'm not going to lie, I've not even read this. Really not going to lie. Didn't know that. Instead of the gov trying to do everything they can other than sorting the real problems, and this will highlight that especially if others join in. Okay, don't forget, all I'm trying to do, this is him rationalising himself, which again, as an alpha male, you don't do. You don't need to explain yourself. You really don't. If you like the job, you like it. If you don't, you don't. You don't have to explain. But whatever. Don't forget, all I'm trying to do is get us drivers a better way of life, but sadly, a lot of us want to keep the same old and live like tramps. Tramps? How do you live like tramp when you're sleeping in a 71 plate Scania? Seriously, with more, it's got more in it than what these soldiers that are living on the streets have got. Living like tramps. Are you for real, bro? There's no reason why things can't change for the better and the way things are done to improve. We should be sticking together, not trying to show off who's the more pathetic driver because they can do 75 hours and do this and do that. I mean, if you just listen to how this is worded, have you ever heard, I mean, if you've not been brought up with a father or a granddad, I do apologise, but can you imagine if your grandfather, my grandfather's the most alpha male that I know. He is literally alpha as frig, and he's 90-year-old and I'm still scared of him. He'd still fuck me up. You know what I mean? He's a beast. He's a savage and he don't give a shit. He don't explain himself. He doesn't need to. If he wants something, he goes and gets it. If he don't want to do it, he don't do it. Simple as that. He don't go rationalising himself and explaining himself. Whereas my grandma does. Could you ever imagine your grandfather, or if your father was an alpha male masculine figure in your life, could you ever imagine him talking like this? Don't forget, all I'm trying to do is get us drivers a better way of life. What? Fucking tell you, this guy has not got testicles. Oh. Wouldn't you rather better service stations, better laybys? What the fuck do you want? Blackpool illuminations in a lay-by and a toilet with a golden fucking throne. More truck parking. I've never in my life struggled to get a parking space. And someone said, I put that and someone put, you must work part-time. No, I used to do 5 or 6 15-hour shifts a week because I used to get split breaks every single day when I worked at WS. I never had a problem finding parking, apart from one time, and that was when I was vlogging, and that was at Junction 23 on the M1. And people said to me, you know, if you would have gone in, they would have actually found you somewhere to park. But I just drove off to the next service station, 5 miles down the road, and I went there. Never had a problem parking, ever. More toilets and showers that have actually been cleaned. I mean, toilets, yeah. People shit on them. Mainly drivers. Mainly drivers mess the toilets up because they're dirty bastards. The showers, I've never been in a dirty shower. I used to shower every single day, and I never went in a dirty shower. The worst shower was the ones at Doncaster Services. They were just shit, but they weren't dirty. Better working hours. You're a fucking truck driver. RDCs are quite a way apart. From Devon to Euro Central is quite a bit of a fecking mooch. You really could do it in 5 days if you wanted to. But who does that? Changes to the CPC. I don't give a shit about the CPC. I really don't care about it. If you want to remove it, remove it. I could not care. Improved taco rules. Like what? More time at home with your family and friends. Go self-employed and work less then. Rules that RDCs and other deliveries have to stick to. Instead of sitting there for hours. Yeah, sitting around shit, but you're getting paid for it, so who gives a frig? Take the chance to think of how things can become better instead of just slagging off other drivers. I could have mentioned all the great aspects of the job, but they're irrelevant. How the hell are they irrelevant? You're making a post about the fucking industry, you gambit. You don't go to the doctors telling them all the things that are okay. You talk about what's wrong. That's because you're scared of fucking dying. God, man. So, this guy wanted to make a quick buck off the papers, I'm guessing. So he's been to Metro and he's cried his little testicular-free heart out with a nice big smirk on his face inside the cab. This is the worst job in the world. Smile! One of Britain's youngest lorry drivers says he's ready to quit as the job is making him ill. Take that fucking aluminium spoon out your ass, that might help you flower. A trucker who was one of the youngest HGV drivers in Britain is considering quitting, saying his job has left him with serious health issues. He's been left with serious health issues, and he is considering quitting. Not being funny. If truck driving was fucking me up, I fucking quit yesterday. I won't consider it. I'd be gone. Daniel White, sure he's called Stephen, says, hours and conditions in the haulage industry are so poor that the government has no chance of filling a driver shortage in time for Christmas. It's not the hours and the conditions that is messing with the driver shortage. It's the fact that no fucker wants to do it. He began driving a van at DHL age 18 before switching to HGVs and has been in the road transport industry ever since. So he's never really properly grafted. However, the 26-year-old from Solihull has become disillusioned with the long hours, crap money, constant delays and lack of rest facilities. He spoke to Metro on the day the army drivers began delivering fuel to petrol stations in order to offset a wave of shortages and panic buying. Let's scrap the shortages and go straight to the panic buying that the government wanted to get rid of a load of fuel from pre-COVID that they've not been able to get rid of. So they said, don't panic buy, knowing that all the fucking idiots in the country would go panic buying. They've drained all the fucking fuel out and now they're refilling it all and everything's going back to normal and everything's fine. There's no shortage. Don't be stupid. If you went and filled your car up with £6 worth of fuel, you're a dope. Daniel said, I've known no other trade my whole life. Exactly. That's why you think you had done to. I wanted to work in the industry from the age of 16, but it's made me seriously ill and I was rushed to hospital 5 weeks ago. At work, I was getting a lack of sleep. That's just fucking normal. Quite frankly, as you get older, you do get a lack of sleep. I sleep for 3 to 4 hours a night if I'm lucky. I got in from work at 5 o'clock this morning. 9 o'clock, I was on that piece of shit there doing cardio. It is what it is, lad. Grab a pair. You ain't got a pair. Never mind. Forget it. I wasn't eating because of lack of places to pull over. I'll repeat that. I wasn't eating because of a lack of places to pull over. For fuck's sake, man. This guy is going on about the most overweight industry in the world. Oh, fuck's sake, man. Oh, no. How many truck drivers are fat? And I mean fat. How many? Because they stuff the face constantly, all day, with shit. Lack of places to eat. I eat at service stations now at night because I'm getting a bit bored of prepping turkey and mince. I get a chicken sandwich and a packet of crisp and a drink. Every night, without fail. Up and down the M6, up and down the M1, anywhere. If you're a day driver, There's truck stops you can go to all over the place. There's services every 15 miles. There's a fecking butty van in every bastard lay-by. That is the biggest load of bullshit I have ever heard in my entire natural life. Seriously. Oh. My health just deteriorated. I lost a lot of weight. Yeah, you're definitely a big dude. Can tell you lost weight. Fuck me. I always wanted to be in the transport industry when I was growing up, but now I think it's the biggest mistake I ever made. I should have gone into IT. You're right though, you should have done. And you're still young. You're very young. Go. Seriously. I love the industry, passionate about the industry. If I was 18-year-old again, I'd be going being a joiner. Simple as that. Quite frankly, I wouldn't do HGV driving. I'd go and be a joiner because that's where the mega bucks is. So yeah, you should have gone into IT. That is a fact. But you fucked up. So you probably still live at home with your mum. It really wouldn't surprise me. Save up and go and do a course and then bugger off and go and do something you actually really want to do because now you've discovered you don't really like it. That's understandable. That's bearable. But to chat shit just to degrade the industry is just absolutely fucking ridiculous. Don't agree with that at all. I love driving and the idea of the job, but I'm heartbroken at the way things have turned out, in the way we are treated. Have you ever seen me disrespected on a video? No. If you go into somewhere with a negative attitude and talk to people with an attitude or act as if you are something because you drive a fucking truck and they're a security guard, you're going to get treated like shit. It's as simple as that. I've been to RDCs all over the country. I've been to building sites all over the country. I've been to Amazon. I've been to Hermes. I've been to Asda's, I've been to Farm Foods, Iceland. I've been all over the place. I've never been disrespected once because I go into every single place with a smile on my face and greet people exactly how I want to be greeted. Never once have I been disrespected. I don't think anyway. Not off the top of my head. It's your attitude. It's you. I'm sorry, but it just is. With the hours and the conditions, we are like third-class citizens. How the fuck are we? Do you not understand? You're given a truck with a bed in it. Go and have a walk around some of these warehouses that these lads work in for 12 hours. 12-hour shifts, 4 on, 4 off. Go and have a look at the conditions of the toilets. Go and have a look at the conditions of the hand washing facilities. Sometimes there's not even sanitizer in these places. Sometimes there's not even a cleaner. Seriously, go and have a look around the warehouses that you go and deliver to and tell me that Lim Truck Stop or Hilton Park or Lincoln Farm or Junction 23 Truck Stop or whatever you call it, or Les McGo or whatever the hell it's called, up at Route 74 or whatever it's called. Have a look at all them truck stops and you tell me that they're dirtier than any of the warehouse toilets you go to. They're not. And you can't have a shower when you work in a warehouse. You can't just go and have a shower whenever you want. You can in a truck. You can pull over and have a 15 whenever you want. It's entirely up to you. And all the time I was working at WS, this is another thing I want to put out there. All the time I was working at WS, I was there for about 18 months, I think. Not once did anybody ever say to me, you have to do a 15-hour shift. You have to do a 10-hour drive. Not once. It was entirely my decision. And I know for a fact a hell of a lot of drivers work towards 15-hour shifts because they want the money. I've got a mate called Al. He don't do 15-hour shifts. When he gets to wherever he needs to be, he parks up, does it, wraps it, goes bed, 12 hours, happy days, sorted. Take the 3 hours loss. People do 15-hour shifts for the money. They don't get forced to do it. Sometimes, yeah, you get caught out in an RDC where you've got to wait for 4, 5, 6 hours or whatever. Put your feet up, watch Netflix. Watch Netflix while you're at work. Can you do that in a warehouse? No. Put your feet up, watch Netflix, make yourself a brew. Do whatever you need to do. You sat there getting paid for doing absolutely fuck all. You're seriously going to moan about that? You're telling me someone in a warehouse, if I said to them, you can go and sit in that room for 6 hours and do absolutely nothing and get paid £16 an hour for it if you want to. Do you think they'd turn it down? Well, they're bollocks. Do you think security guards sit there on that desk all day going, this job's so shit. I'm just sat here doing nothing. My God. No, they're getting paid for sitting there doing absolutely rock all. They love it. Well, they probably don't love it. It's probably shit. But they're getting paid for doing nothing. And that's what they want. And that's basically what we do. We get paid for doing absolutely bog all. If things don't change, I'm going to have to walk away, and a lot of other people feel the same. I don't think you ever will walk away, lad. I really don't. You should have gone. You should have gone yonks ago. You really should have. Daniel said he can work up to 70 hours in 5 days and struggles to find suitable rest places when he reaches his driving limit. That's absolute bullshit. Absolute nonsense. The money's crap, and once you jump in the wagon, you've got no idea how long it will realistically take. Yes, you do. Your sat-nav tells you. I know for a fact, if I set off now to go to Euro Central, it's going to take me around about 4 hours and 20 minutes. I know for a fact if I'm going down to Peterborough, it's going to take me roughly about 3 hours and 15 minutes. I know for a fact if I'm going down to Southampton from here, it's going to take me around about 4 hours and 27 minutes. Don't chat shit. If I'm going to Pennybont, I know it's going to take me about 4 hours 20 minutes. If I'm going to Avonmouth, it's going to take me about 3 hours and 40 minutes. Don't lie, you're chatting shit. Absolute nonsense. Rubbish. You think it will take 2 hours to London, but there will be a crash, delays, and when you get there, you're lucky to get tipped in a reasonable time. Well, yeah, that crashes on motorway. What do you expect? It happens. Deal with it. Suck it up, buttercup. Did you not know that people used to crash before you got in a fucking truck? You get good and bad weeks. There you go. You get your good and bad weeks. That's like in any single job. But you can easily end up doing 70 hours in 5 days. Of course you can. Once you hit your 15-hour working day, you're parked up for 9 hours and then your shift cycle starts all over again. Yeah, just like any other working class person. People live to go to work. I know scaffolders that work 7 days a week. So, then there's facilities. We barely have any other than the services and the occasional truck stop. What the fuck else do you want? Do you want a shower on the central reservation at the M6? You have the choice to pay 36 quid for services where you can get attacked and mugged sleeping overnight. So a lot of us just park up in laybys. Who has ever been attacked and mugged sleeping overnight in a services? What? Your head is a few inches at night from people doing 60 or 70 plus. And with the toilet situation, you're lucky to piss in a bottle if you have one. What are you smoking, lad? I didn't get all this way down. Not going to lie, I didn't get all this way down. Yeah, piss in a bottle. Or piss on your tyre. Whichever you feel happy about. I used to take a 5 litre bottle and piss in that and then empty it down a toilet the next morning. So what? Get over it, you fucking girl. Daniel began delivery driving vans in his late teens before taking up in the average age of his trucker is 53, blah, blah, blah. The driver who works for a cargo and freight company is off work sick with a range of conditions including headaches, difficulty sleeping and back pain, which he attributes to his many years in the job. Oh, for fuck's sake, man. Testosterone support, that's what you need, lad. If you're watching this, testosterone support, click that link there. Fucking seriously. Go and have a look at Men of Manual. Jesus. He does not believe Brexit has caused the driver shortage on points. I think I'm going to end it there after that picture. That just says it all, doesn't it? Pretty boy wants a buck, an easy buck. He wants an easy dollar, so he's gone working for DHL. They're not giving him an easy dollar, even though they've just put the wages through the roof. Aviators, a black cap, nicely trimmed beard, prettier looking than me. We'll leave that there, shall we? Now let's go to my reply. Right, so my reply on screen now. What a load of bollocks, lack of places to eat. HGV driving has the most overweight workforce in the world. Fuck my life. Services every 15 miles. Truck stops in between, butty vans in every lay-by. And you can prep food and take it. A camping stove, pan, bag of pasta, 12 bottles of water, there's your scran. Crap money. Ever tried scaffolding? This is what is happening to our young generation of lazy, born idle, work-shy kids. It's embarrassing. Right now, I mean, there's loads of comments. None of them have been replied to. Some of them are saying that he's like proper sad. Some of them are said, well said, mate. You know, the conditions will improve. He's right though. I'm lucky, whatever. It's a fact we need more drivers. He ain't the youngest truck driver, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Some people have agreed, some people haven't. I mean, that comment that I posted's got 20 likes to it. Yeah, it's got 20 thumbs up and whatnot to it, right? And that was posted a day ago. This got reported. But, obviously, he had to get his 2 penneth in, right? Now, imagine 2 girls arguing, or imagine your wife bickering at you. What's your wife going to sound like? If I walk into a room and there's 5 girls in there and a guy, what are they going to see first? Now, if you're feminine, if you're a bit of a bitch, you're going to say your ears or your teeth. If you're a woman, you're probably going to say your muscles. You're going to look at size of me and go, Jesus. If the guy's a bit insecure, he's going to look at his missus and go, I wonder how much gear that lad's on. Try and, raise his stakes a little bit, raise his value. That's what insecure men do. If you're a secure man, you'd probably go, friggin' hell, how much do you eat? What do you lift? What are you taking? You know what I mean? You probably asked me, but that's by the by. If, Dean's staying at Hermes. That's a DJ entertainer. Don't know what that means. If you're arguing with your missus, what does it sound like? She's nagging. Nah. Do you know what I mean? So this is what I've put. This is all to do with everything that's HGV related. This is everything to do with the post above. I've not slagged him off. I've told him exactly what it is. This is true. I think it's legit anyway. But obviously, when you're a bit insecure, when you're very feminine, when you base the world on emotion instead of facts, this is how you're going to respond. The first thing he said, "Hey you, how's the rides going?" What the fuck has that got to do with anything? How's the rides going? The rides are going fine, thank you. I'm looking pretty damn good. Thank you very much, sir. Yeah? And I've told 30,000 people that I am now on gear. I'm really not arsed. I'm open about it. I'm honest about it. The rides are doing well. So's the food. Cheers, cock. Have I been sacked again recently? Seriously? I mean, how much of a bitch can you make yourself sound? Seriously. And are the lizard people still around? Don't know what that means. I've no idea. I remember you saying COVID doesn't exist quite a while ago too, so I doubt anything you post gets taken seriously. Emoji. I mean, how much of a bitch can you make yourself sound? Seriously. If you're a masculine man right now, looking at this, you're like, yeah, seriously. He has absolutely nothing. Everything he said is a load of absolute bullshit, and he's got nothing. So all he's tried to do is shame me, which ain't going to work because I could not give a shit. It's some little scrot on Facebook. I couldn't care less. Really could not care less. HGV drivers are overweight, yeah, from all the unhealthy crap they eat in the cab. Yeah? But you're saying there's lack of places to eat. Well, they're not, because they eat unhealthy crap. They still eat. You're not starving. They're not starving. They choose to eat what they choose to eat. You don't have to buy a Burger King when you go to a services. You can buy a tin of tuna and some rice cakes if that's what you want. Crack on. I did state most drivers aren't healthy, didn't I? Your health is your choice. Like I've just said, it's your choice. I'm healthy, apart from putting shit in my body that maybe I shouldn't. But you've all had the COVID jab. It's experimental. I'd rather put shed-made gear in my body than an experimental vaccination. It is what it is. Have you considered that you can also drive off motorways? Yeah, I can. When you're going down into London, you park up at South Mims first and have a 45. You never go into London short of driving time or driving hours or working time hours. Common sense. Absolute common sense. I knew that from the first time I ever went into London. You have a break before you get in there because it's shocking. And the first time I went into London city centre, I went in with an extended load on my own and still managed to get there, tipped, and get out of there without any infringements. That was my first time. You're not on them 24/7. I was on them 24/7. I did used to tramp. How do you cope with 2 days in London? I did a full week in London delivering steel, thanks. Right? Because none of that's there and you're lucky to park up anywhere without getting a nice fine. Well, that's up to you and your planning. That's your job. Your job is to plan where you're going to park. That is your job. That is part of being a HGV driver. Am I wrong? Oh my God, you're the embarrassment, especially since you YouTube and document it all. How's that embarrassing? I document it all, good and bad. If I fuck up, I document it. If I don't, I document it. You could really help the cause, but you choose not to. Because there's no cause to help. You're just a bitch. The amount of damage you could create and the following you have would make a world of difference. I don't want to make a world of difference to something that doesn't need changing. Wouldn't you rather better living? My living's fine. My living's good. Did you even read my post? Yeah, just now, it's bullshit. I think I'm the one doing something right as I've never lost a job. Never failed to do what I need to do either. Well, you've been parking up and getting fined, supposedly. So you've ballsed it up there, haven't you? I didn't say I couldn't do it. I do it every day. I'm trying to improve the situation, but sadly, people like you are blind and rather carry on in shit conditions and poor pay. I'm on £21 an hour at the moment. I'm earning over £200 a night. Shit conditions. It's not shit conditions at all. I mean, seriously, I know I've ranted something chronic, but that is just absolute nonsense. That is absolute bullshit. I mean, I understand that I'm going to get a lot of hate for this video. I know that off the bat, and I know that my comments are already going to be flooded with people slagging me off and saying that I don't know what I'm doing. The ink's still wet on my licence. I've done more miles than you in reverse and all that bullshit. The fact is, I'm not arsed. The fact is, I didn't like tramping. I didn't like WS. I didn't like secure offence. I left. I left and I found a job now where I'm on the same money that I was on limited at WS for tramping for an entire week and doing 60 whatever hours I was doing. I found a job where I'm on the exact same pay and I'm home every night and I'm doing 10-hour shifts, maybe 11. I've not done a 12-hour shift at night yet. I'm doing between 8 and 11 hours per night and I'm getting paid nearly £1,000 a week. I go where the money is. I'm at work to earn money. I'm not at work to shit on a golden throne. I'm not at work to go into a toilet and examine it. I go to a toilet to have a piss or a shit, wipe my ass, flush it, wash my hands and go. I couldn't give a toss what the toilets are like. I really couldn't care less. I couldn't care what the showers are like, as long as it's got hot freaking water that wets me. You know, I mean, when I was in the army, there used to be 8 of us in one tiny little shower block because we had 15 minutes to get upstairs, get showered, out of our PT gear and back on parade. There was 8 of us in a shower, and most of the time it was freezing cold water. You seriously do not know how easy you've got it. Seriously, no idea how easy you've got it. Go to a Hermes warehouse and have a walk around there and see what the lads have got there. They ain't got nowhere to park up and find something to eat. If they don't take anything to work, they eat a sandwich out of a vending machine. It's as simple as that. If you don't like service food, prep your own food. Get baby wipes. If you don't like services showers, wipe your bollocks with baby wipes. If you don't like the job and think you're underpaid, move to somewhere else. Royal Mail are offering £16,000 for 8 weeks' work. £16,000 for 8 weeks' work. Royal Mail are offering right now, up and down the country. It starts November the 9th until January the 9th. £16,000. If you stay in your job tramping, complaining about how many hours you're doing, complaining about services, and you turn down a job where you're being offered £16,000, I'm sorry, but you're an idiot. You're stupid. And that's not me being a dickhead. It's just a fact. You're at work to earn money. You're not at work to impress other truck drivers with how you can get on a bay in one shunt. What the fuck's that? I mean, this is another thing. I was talking to Adam about it yesterday. Have you ever complained about the toilets in a pub? You know when you finish tramping and you go home for the weekend, and on a Saturday night you go into your local and the pub toilets are full of shit and piss. There's people sniffing coke off the top of the toilet seat and all that. Do you complain? No. You go into the pub for a pint, and when you need a piss, you stumble in there, lean up wall and piss. You don't give a toss. But for some reason in a service, this is a big hoo-ha. Get over it. If you don't like your job, leave. Stephen White, Daniel White, whatever the fuck your name is. You're young. You're a young lad. Save up, get a trade, and go and do something you actually really want to do because you hate HGV driving supposedly. Just leave. Go and do something else. Save up some money and bugger off. This is a proper rant video. This is a proper actual rant video. I don't care. I'm going.